I want to make sure we get to the point of where we are today. So we've tracked a long way. We went from 2000 to 2022. We're sitting here today. You're now stepped away from the industry sort of for a bit, but with all your skill and experience, what are you seeing today in that, that lattice work that you were talking about, that mosaic of, hey, these markets are normal, these are non-normal. How's that shifted in the last 6 months? It certainly feels like there has been a significant shift in regime of some kind, but I'm wondering, and I think the audience is wondering too, what are you seeing? What are you seeing in the vol markets? What are you seeing in different pits, as it were, today versus 6 months ago versus the last 3 years?
Yeah. So I think it's going to be a disappointing answer, because my answer is going to be, this is a trading environment and I would not be taking positions. I want exposure to people that benefit from dislocations, from disorder. I want to be exposed to people that think like traders right now, not people that have opinions. That's how I feel today. This is for people that are sitting in seats where they can trade things that are going this way and that way. This is an unbelievable environment. I don't know. And again, like, maybe you guys could tell me, like, what kind of things can one buy? What are the exposures that one could have that benefit from that, like, other than like buying maybe Virtue stock or something like that? But it's like, that's the idea, is like, I would want exposure to people that are, in a sense, like we have, in our personal money portfolio, whatever, like we allocate to, my wife is in this business too, on the investing side. And, we allocate with private managers. I mean, it's like people that kind of, that we think can make money in environments like this. Not all of it. Some of it is like, honestly, some of it's probably like veiled beta ultimately. Like, it's kind of hard to get away from that. Right. But it's just understanding that right now, I don't know anything about what's going on. Things feel really crazy to me. The real estate markets feel incredibly wild to me. Like, I live in the Bay Area. I see things here that are, I mean, sometimes I'm just like scratching my head. I'm like, how much money is out there? Like, it feels infinite in some ways. And it's not, you talk to realtors and it's like, it's kind of freakish as far as like, I've never seen anything like this. COVID seems to have like blown something open. I think just like all you guys, like you guys see in the world crazy. I don't have any special insight into this. I just know that, honestly, if I was trading, it's probably an amazing environment, especially because I was in commodities. I mean,
we were just looking at.
We're Canadians, so we have the San Francisco real estate market for sure.
Yeah. I asked Adam a couple of weeks ago to run, the rolling. What was it? The diversification ratio or something like that was the amount of unique bets that one can examine from the futures markets, right? So you can actually find a way to see roughly how many unique bets there are. And what we went, I think, back to the 1990s, but the highest peaks were in the 2000s, in the mid 2000s, right? These were periods where there was high inflation, right? Prolonged multi-year bear markets. And things were breaking. There was chaos in the streets. There was wars. There was a bunch of things that just we've forgotten as investors, just the proverbial we have forgotten as investors could happen. During that decade, you had a massive amount of dispersion and therefore opportunities to make money on longs and shorts and the like. And so you look at the decade of 2000 and 2010, and what you identify is that index investing wasn't really that big a thing. You had Magellan Fund, you had in Canada Eric Sprott making active equity selection. All the active equity managers were killing it. All the CTAs were making double-digit returns, 20-30% annualized. You had Warren Buffett had an amazing decade right after that the tech crash. And so when there's dispersion, as you said, when there's chaos and there are people that are active managers trying to find those opportunities, it's a great time to be in that space.
Right.
And then in the last decade, when you have benign inflation and persistent positive growth shocks, when there's a lot of visibility and there's like the fog of war has kind of gone away, then you see the big winners, right? You see the FANGs, and everybody's just going to plow a bunch of money into those stocks. So growth stocks tend to do really, really well right before the chaos ensues. So I just think from your perspective, you're seeing it as a trader, that I want somebody to take no position. I want them to take advantage of dispersion. You're totally right. But that goes down in my opinion, down the active ladder, from equity selection to sector rotation to asset allocation to CTAs and, systematic global macro guys like us. We're seeing more opportunities than we've ever seen. And you saw it going back to the original chart that I asked Adam, you saw a lot of peaks in 2000 with a lot of bets. And then the last 10 years, it's whittled down to very, very few bets. Really tough to make money. And
now there's lots of bets.
All of a sudden that's gone.
And what's interesting too is that, during calm markets, there are more opportunities for dispersion within equity markets and within credit markets. But during times like these, stock picking actually there's less dispersion because, as you know, right, better than most, you've got correlations that are moving towards one within the equity markets, but across different markets, the correlations are breaking, right? Mm-hmm. So, and there'll come a point where there's going to be a major liquidation event, and everything's going to go down together, like we do see from time to time, that lasts a few days or maybe a week or so, right? But yeah, at the moment, your intuition, I think, is great. Right. You want active trading. You want lots of diversity in the things that you can trade, because a variety of things are breaking at different times. And so there's a large opportunity set for nimble traders across these global markets.
Yeah. It's like you said, I think it's like I want agnostics to have the money right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With access to all the markets.
Yeah.
Right, without a laning or a preference, right? There's lots of stuff going on. There's lots of vol out there. There's lots of different directions it's going. But you don't need to lug any position.
I've been waiting.